Under a hot, restless Indiana sky, the qualifying day at Ironman played out like a three-act proof of concept for everything we suspected after free practice. The Lawrence brothers set the tone, Belgium's young guns flashed real menace, and the home team kept itself in the fight with grind and racekraft rather than raw track position. MxGP rolled to the line first, and Jet Lawrence immediately turned the session into a time trial no one else could match. He hole shot into clean air, built a 1.5-second cushion over Ken Roczen on lap 1, then kept turning the screw until the gap read 3 seconds, then 10, and finally the checker. Behind him, the order churned. Tim Geiser's first laps were scrappy, buried in traffic, then slashing to 4th, then 3rd as the leaders slipped away, only for Romain Febvre to time his mid-moto push and grab the final podium place, while Geiser faded to 5th. Ruben Fernandez, Glenn Coldenhoff, and Antonio Caroli all took turns in the top 10 storylines, but the subplots were cruel. Coldenhoff drifted backward, then exited altogether with what looked like an injury. Caroli fought with visible intent around 9th, while Estonian hardcharger Taneli Talviku and Isaac gifting traded elbows in his orbit. Lucas Conan's day went sideways in turn 1, and he spent the rest of the moto clawing back to relevance. Eli Tomac's qualifier was a study in patience under duress, 21st after the first lap chaos, then 19th, then 14th, a clean move on Josh Gilbert for 11th, and finally 10th. Forward progress capped when the pace condensed around the top 10. The scoreboard at the flag was clinical. Lawrence from Roczen and Febvre, with Fernandez shaking free for 4th, Geiser pegged in 5th, gifting stout in 6th, Conan salvaging 7th after a late charge, Caroli 8th under pressure, Tomac locked in 10th, and Coldenhoff marked out DNF. The headline wrote itself. Jet and Ken were in a private argument up front, Geiser's outright speed never translated into proximity, and every point behind them already felt expensive. MX2 followed and immediately split into 2 races, one for the lead among Grand Prix aces and one for survival in the pack. Simon Langenfelder launched perfectly, dragging Sasha Conan, Justin Cooper, and Mikkel Harrop into the first complex, with Kay de Wolf and Kyle Webster tucked in the train. Conan didn't wait. He moved to the front early and set a pace that forced de Wolf to go with him, while Cooper had to manage both the Dutchman's pressure and the ruts forming in the transitions. De Wolf found second with a clean pass on Langenfelder, and then went hunting, trimming the gap in small bites, while Cooper measured his risks in 3rd. Behind them, McClellan muscled into the top 6 at Webster's expense. Guillaume Farace dragged Triumph into the top 10. Mathis Vallon briefly slipped to 10th before regrouping, and Andrea Adamo's day unraveled in the first corner. Poor start, first turn incident, and a long slog back from 17th that never intersected with the leaders. At 2 laps, the intervals told the truth. Conan 1.6 up on de Wolf, Cooper 2.7 back. At 4 laps, it was still Conan de Wolf Cooper with Langenfelder and Webster anchoring the chase. By 7 laps, the elastic between the top 2 stretched and snapped back 1.2 seconds at the stripe, with Cooper now 5.6 in arrears, the rest in damage limitation. The final minutes were high wire and high trust. De Wolf pressed every radius, Conan answered with inch-perfect exits, and Cooper shadowed just far enough back to cash a no-drama 3rd. The flag confirmed what the eye already knew. Sasha Conan executed a mature wire-to-wire at nation's pace. Kay de Wolf matched the speed, but never got the door fully open, and Justin Cooper gave Team USA exactly what it needed, bankable points with no scratches. Langenfelder, Webster, Farace, Carlos Riizolas, Vallon, McClellan, and Harrop filled out the key positions, each result quietly rewriting the team math for Sunday. The Open qualifier closed the loop, and fittingly, Hunter Lawrence ran it with authority from the first corner. With Swiss veteran Arnaud Gillard and Italy's Andrea Bonacorsi in the early frame, Hunter punched a lap that immediately broke the field and never looked back. By lap 2, the gap was already 4.4 seconds. By lap 5, it was almost 10. And from there, the Australian rode the kind of metronome pace that wins trophies on Sundays. The running order behind him morphed as class specialists found their groove. Joe Shimoda picked off Gillard and Bonacorsi to lock second for Japan. Calvin Vlaanderen marched past Gillard to give the Dutch their expected open anchor in third, and R.J. Hampshire did exactly what U.S. fans needed to see. Steady climbs through the chaos to fifth, then a clean move on Gillard to pocket fourth with time in hand. Liam Everts lived in the solid when it counts band, toggling between 6th and 7th before settling 7th at the line, as Maxime Renault found rhythm to arrive 8th after early traffic, with Tonel Lee Cullis, Pauls Jonas and Francisco Garcia sorting the final points. Cruise control for the winner, yes, but the lap charts underlined a harder truth. Hunter's pace wasn't just clean, it was in a different zip code, and everyone else was triaging sector losses rather than finding gains. Add the three acts together, and the team picture crystallizes. Australia owned qualifying with ruthless efficiency. Jet's runaway in MxGP and Hunter's walk-off in Open meant Kyle Webster's 5th in MX2 could be discarded, leaving the green and gold top qualifier on 2 points and the paddock asking how anyone matches that balance over 3 motos. The Netherlands did exactly what a contender should do. De Wolf a hair from winning MX2, Vlaanderen third in Open, Glenn Koldenhoff's DNF hurt, but their aggregate still printed 5 points and second seed. Belgium, carried by the twins' raw speed and Everett stoicism, stacked 6 points to tie Germany, with Team USA breathing down both on 7 courtesy of Cooper's MX2 podium, Hampshire's measured climb in Open, and Tomac's salvage job after lap 1 traffic in MxGP. The margin is paper-thin, the routes to the podium wildly different. Australia's advantage is outright pace in both 450 slots. The Dutch and Belgians are betting on MX2 superiority and clean open scores. Germany needs Langenfelder's class win odds to cash. And a quiet day for Maximilian Spies. The Americans must convert better starts into the same mistake-free laps they showed late today. Qualifying doesn't award medals, but it does expose the equations. Jet Lawrence versus the clock remains unsolved. Hunter Lawrence's open pace turns team strength into inevitability. Belgium's Sasha Konen proved his free practice promise scales under pressure. Kato Wolff proved he has the speed to win MX2 outright, and Justin Cooper proved he can bank points even when he's watching a GP pace duel from the next zip code. Everyone else leaves Saturday with to-do lists. France needs Febre closer Jet and Renault's open baseline to hold. Spain must turn Farah's speed into starts and pray for a cleaner MxGP. The U.S. has to get Tomac clear of lap 1 trouble and give Hampshire better track position early. For now, the board is set. Australia P1 on 2 points, the Netherlands P2 on 5, Belgium and Germany level on 6, Team USA on 7, and inside striking distance. Sunday is where nations are won, but Saturday told us who holds the aces and who needs a shuffle.